Democratic Rep. McIver, who close fist punched a federal officer outside an ICE facility, is being criminally charged over the incident. We have the story from the New York Times. Rep. McIver charged with assault over clash outside Newark ICE Center. The Department of Justice also announced it was dropping a trespassing charge against the city's mayor, Ras Baraka, stemming from the same episode. And I completely agree with this. I think that the charges they're bringing are appropriate. I believe the dropping of the trespass charges are appropriate. I even challenged the trespass charge when the story broke. Let me break it down for you, exactly what happened. Several members of Congress, activists, as well as the mayor of Newark, went to an ICE facility. They went inside. A lot of people seem to think they fought their way inside. No. They went inside, and the ICE agents told the mayor he could not be there because he was not a member of Congress who was scheduled for a meeting. They then told him, we're giving you a warning. It's your last warning. You have to go. The video they put out then cuts, and it shows the mayor leaving. Here's the issue I have with it. If they gave him a final warning and he refuses, why then exit the facility to go arrest him? Where's the footage of what happened after that? So my concern is the DHS put out this video. And if they really did have him saying, no, I refuse to leave, your warning means nothing or something like that, they would have arrested him right there on the spot. The fact that there's a jump cut in the body camera footage, he's then walking outside and then they go arrest him, has me wondering how they get him on trespass. And I'm going to tell you this. I have been consistent on this one. Same thing with the J6ers. The J6ers who went to the Capitol after the riots or on the other side of the building and didn't know what was going on could not have been trespassing because there was no signs, there was no warnings, there was just a big open field and an open door in an otherwise public building. They still tried getting on trespass. So with this being dropped, I say, yep, they're gonna be hard pressed to prove it in court. Now, when they went to arrest Ras Baraka, these Democrats physically attacked ICE and other law enforcement. Don't believe me? I will play this footage till the end of days, my friends. I will play this footage over and over again. There's one strike. Watch this. All right, check it out. You're going to see a fist come up. This is Rep. McIver. There's the fist. Slam. I wonder who she's hitting. Honestly, I don't know who she's hitting. Boom. She's hitting somebody. Closed fist slam. Now hold on. I said she closed fist punched a guy. She does. Watch. Right there. Closed fist punch on a federal law enforcement officer. Boom. Play it back. Play it as many times as you need to do it. That lady should be in jail, okay? And what do you get for assaulting an officer? 6 months? Well, I don't know. Let's go ask our friends, the J6ers, how long they had to spend in prison in solitary confinement for their assault on an officer. You shouldn't hit cops, okay? Listen, the idea that these leftists have that they hate all the cops and they're like, cops are bad, therefore, no. Sometimes criminals are bad. And it doesn't matter if they're wearing a badge or otherwise. But your average run-of-the-mill cop is doing a job. And sometimes they do it poorly. But a cop doing a poor job is not a cop being evil or a cop being corrupt. It just means they suck at their job and it's hassling you. You don't hit them for it. In fact, you don't hit anybody for hassling you. Seriously, you defend yourself when you have to defend yourself or defend others. Now, in this instance, this lady hit several cops. She's shoving them, she's punching them, and she's striking someone with a closed fist slam. I don't know who. And so I say in that regard, ma'am, you should go to jail. The New York Times reports the DOJ charged a New Jersey congresswoman with assaulting federal agents during a clash outside a Newark Immigration Detention Center and dropped a trespass charge. Alina Habba, the interim U.S. attorney for New Jersey, disclosed the move in a post on X, saying the Congresswoman LaMonica McIver has been charged for assaulting, impeding, and interfering with law enforcement when she visited the detention center with two other Democratic members of Congress from New Jersey. No one is above the law, politicians or otherwise, Ms. Habba said in a statement. It is the job of this office to uphold justice impartially, regardless of who you are. Now we will let the justice system work. She added that she had sought a resolution without bringing criminal charges, but that Ms. McIver had declined. Why? Honest question to Alina Habba. Why? What resolution did you want to get? They want to be arrested. They want to be charged. Give it to them. I don't even understand why they're trying to cut deals. In a statement on Monday, Ms. McIver blamed federal law enforcement for instigating the clash, saying that ICE agents created an unnecessary and unsafe confrontation. I want this lady to face, we call this the trial tax. You guys know what the trial tax is? Let me explain. Let's say you're innocent. Let's say you're at a bar when a fight breaks out. No cameras, and you're minding your own business. And the cops come in, and they're like, all right, we're arresting everybody who was involved in this fight. And someone goes, it was that guy. I swear, it was that guy. And you're like, hey, man, I had nothing to do. It's like, sir, you're under arrest. They arrest you. They bring you in. And you're like, man, I didn't do anything. You call a lawyer, and they say, well, you know, they're offering you a plea deal. They're going to say simple assault, disorderly conduct. You'll do 1 week or two, you know, one week in lockup. And you're like, what? I didn't do anything. I want a trial. I want a jury trial. They say, okay. The prosecutor then tells your lawyer, if you go to trial, we're gonna go for the maximum penalty. We're gonna try and get you 6 months in jail. We're gonna tell them that you're unrepentant. That's called the trial tax. And their justification is, when you go to trial and say, I'm innocent and are convicted, they go, clearly, he's unremorseful and needs additional penalties. The real reason is they don't want to spend the resources. If every single person who was criminally charged demanded a jury trial, the system would implode. That's it. It would be over. No joke. Literally over. I'm going to stress this again. You are entitled to a jury trial for everything, even petty offenses. If every single person said, I want a jury trial, and they said, okay, you have to do it, the system would be backlogged for years, and that's it. They'd be violating your right to a speedy trial if they held you at that point. The system is broken. They rely on plea agreements to shuffle everybody through as fast as possible. So, this lady deserves a trial tax. She says, I ain't taking no deals. Okay, then you get criminal charges. Now, I do think she'll take some plea agreement because she's going to be shaking in her boots. But knowing these Democrats, I believe there's a strong probability as well. She's going to say, this is fantastic. Getting criminally charged by the Trump administration while fighting for criminal MS-13 gang members. She's not going to say it like that. But she's going to say, getting arrested by Trump, man, you could not pray, you could not wish for the more perfect scenario for a Democrat whose sole position is Trump is bad. If the only thing they have to offer the American people is we don't like Trump, getting arrested by Trump, exactly what you could be hoping for. Quote, the charges against me are purely political. They mischaracterize and distort my actions and are meant to criminalize and deter legislative oversight. Hey, everybody, let's go back to the tape. Roll tape. Boom. Here's her punching a cop. I think it might be HSI, not ICE. I'm not sure. I think it's ICE. You can't really see. It's kind of grainy. So now that y'all have seen a video that I say appears because it is grainy, but that looks like LaMonica McIver punching a cop. Purely political, ma'am. You see the game she's playing? She's leaning into it. She wants it. Ms. Haba also announced that she had dismissed a misdemeanor charge for Ross Baraka. And again, they didn't show the body camera footage explaining how he trespassed. So I agree with this. In a statement, Mr. Baraka welcomed the dropping of the charges, saying he would continue to advocate for the humane treatment of detainees. Ms. McIver and two other lawmakers, Reps. Bonnie Watson Coleman and Rob Menendez, have pushed back against Trump administration's contention that the legislators stormed into the detention center. They did. The federal government's narrative has also been contradicted by video footage and by witnesses who were at the scene. This is amazing. You see how they gaslight and they lie? Look at this. What video footage do they have contradicting this? Isn't this crazy that the New York Times is lying? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I just showed you the video how many times of lawmakers. Look at this lady. She's shoving cops. She punches cops. And they're like, it's contradicted by video footage. And when you click the link, where's video footage? Where is it? It's not even here. These people are evil. They are evil. These people are evil, man. The link does not claim to show what they claim it does. And they do this with the link so that, because they know the average person, if they're going to skim through it, they're not going to rate it, they're not going to click the link, they're going to assume it's there, and then when you go, it ain't there. I do this, I deal with this every single day from these scumbags. Every single day. I'm always tracking down the source material. I say, show me the video that proves they didn't storm in, because I got a video showing her shoving cops and punching cops. Okay, fine. No. They're not saying she didn't try to storm her way in. They're saying she did not storm her way in. The federal government's narrative has been contradicted by video footage and by witnesses. Is that a joke? This is at dhs.gov with 2.4 million followers posting the video of her punching federal law enforcement. This is what evil looks like. This is the manipulation tactic. And look at this. What do we have here? What's this video? Edited body camera footage released. Let's follow this. Released by the DHS appears to show Rep. LaMonica McIver pushing law enforcement officers. How much you want to bet they're not going to show the punch? Let's see what you got. There she's shoving him. There she is shoving him. Yeah. The footage captured by a bystander from a different angle appears to show that McIver was also being shoved from behind. That's the lie. That's the lie. Look at these people, dude. She's not being shoved from behind. You can clearly see the dude behind her has got his hands, and he's not putting his hands on her. And there she is. She's shoving these guys. Man, these people are scumbags. There she goes, shoving this guy. This is wild. No, so listen. Take a look around her in this video. Nobody is behind her shoving her. She's shoving into this cop. She's shoving into them right now to storm her way in. That's amazing. And they write, how is this possible? The New York Times writes the opposite of what happened. I showed you the video. There's the video. I'm not going to play the video again, okay? Actually, no. I said I would play it to the end of days. Here you go. Here's her punching a cop. Punch. One more time, baby. Boom, right in the arm. I didn't say she was strong. I didn't say she injured the guy. I said she punched a cop. She did. They say footage from a body-worn camera shared by Fox News show the lawmakers and a group of officers outside the facility's fence. At one point, Miss McIver appears to make contact with law enforcement officers wearing fatigues and a face mask. Second video, blah, 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 after the incident. She said she had been shoved by officers. They're just so evil, dude. It's the epitome of evil. Look at this. There's a cop right here, but he's not within arm's reach of her. This guy right here is not shoving her. Now watch this. Here she is shoving into that cop. She's not trying to leave. There she goes again. Now watch this. She's got her hands on this guy's chest. She shoves him. This cop right here is trying to pull her back. You can see this cop right here with the mask. He's grabbing her arms. He's pulling her back. What does she do? She pulls back and shoves into the officers again. Insane. Lock her up. Show this to a jury. But you know what the problem is? They're going to have it in New Jersey, and they're going to say, yeah, we don't care. She's free to go. This is the problem. Forum shopping. They're going to go to they're going to choose a venue. They're going to challenge the venue, and the people in Jersey, you're not going to get a fair trial because this is political. I want to see him arrested. I'm sick of this stuff. I'm sick of the lies. I'm going to wrap it up there, my friends. Smash the like button. Share the show with everyone. Follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you on the next segment.